You guys are feeling good today or what? Y'all not hyped up for me. Y'all not hyped up for me. Are you ready today? Well, now let's give it up for your wonderful host, Sam.
Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today? Okay, all right, I'm so happy to see everyone this morning. Welcome to my talk show where I talk about all things Monmouth and all things Sam. As you know, Naturally Monmouth with Samantha Zigmont is always filmed in front of a live audience. And I am so happy that each of you got my personal invitation to be here today. I'm sure most people already know me because I have a very famous talk show, and not because I just played Mary in the Language Archive, Captain Hook in Peter Pan, Aquata in The Little Mermaid, and sound design and assistant directed Peter Pan, Aquata in The Little Mermaid, sound design and engineered Seagull and Proof, and also did props for Proof and stage managed Romeo and Juliet. But just to let you know a little bit more about me, I am a transfer student from Joliet, Illinois, studying theater and English education. In addition to being on and behind the stage, I am the vice president of Crimson Mask at APO, our theater honor society on campus, and the data specialist chair on the Scott Ambassador Executive Board, a soprano and concert choir, and I also work in the mailroom. I think that's all. I hope I'm not dragging this morning. Last night I had the Alfano's College Special, which is literally a large pizza and cinnamon balls, or even breadsticks for $8. But don't tell my musical choreographer, Vanessa Campagna, my dance moves need to be on point. But good thing I stopped at Date Fine Coffee this morning, otherwise I wouldn't have had the energy to get up here this morning. I've been informed that all of my audience members today are making their final decision in their college search. So, since this is my show, let me tell you about my college search. I graduated high school in 2020, peak of COVID-19. No graduation, no prom, not much, just thrown into the real world. My college search got cut short, and I had only applied to Monmouth and one other place. I received my offer letter and everything, but ultimately my parents and I decided that community college was the best route for me, and I don't regret this decision at all. I did my 2 years there, and then when it was time to search for colleges again, I somehow came across Monmouth again, and I applied as a transfer student this time. This time, I got to take a tour and actually step foot on campus, and as soon as I did, I knew I belonged. While I was on campus, they all kept talking about the bagpipes. Once I heard them, I didn't really know the hype, but now 2 years later when I hear them, I know they're calling me home. This concept was non-existent to me until I stepped on the Monmouth College campus. From the moment when I made my decision and submitted my deposit until I moved onto campus, I never really got the thrill of calling myself a fighting Scot, and it never really seemed to fully sink in. When I transferred in my junior year, I thought that this was the final goodbye. But I later came to realize that I now call this place home. I found my people, my community, professors that will be lifelong mentors, and friends that will last a lifetime. I'll always call this place home and remember all the memories that I made here. Looking at the forecast today, though, it looks like it's supposed to be a beautiful day. You guys picked a great day to come. You might not be wearing your winter coats, but let me tell you, these Midwestern winters, man, ugh. Make sure you don't forget to pack your hats, coats, gloves, long underwear, whatever you fancy, make sure you pack it. I'm very, very happy to see you all this morning. I'm so ready for this, mostly because I got to have my omelet from Penny the Omelet Lady, and she already knows my usual orders, spinach, tomato, and feta cheese. I can't wait for you all to meet her. And while I was in the cafe, I bumped into my friend, Campus Safety Mark. He's somewhere. He always gives me rides from places to places at night when it's dark outside, and he's always a friendly face on campus. Shout out my man, Mark. All right, okay, that's enough about me. We've got a great show for you today, so let me start by introducing our first guest, majoring in social science education and Scott Student Senate Vice President, Corey Pettis.
Thanks, Sam. First of all, it's great to be here. My name is Corey Pevis. I'm a senior social science education major with an English endorsement in secondary education with a history concentration. My parents always said the longer the title, the less important the position, but I don't believe that at all. As you said, I'm the Scott Student Senate Vice President, which is our student body here on campus. I'm a former president of one of our 4 fraternities here on campus, ZBT, or Zeta Beta Tau. I'm also in the audition chorale, which is our choir, one of our choirs on campus, and I'm the treasurer for that. I also, as you said, I'm in education, social science education major, so I'm in a variety of extracurriculars related to that, including KDP, Kappa Delta Pi, which is our honor society for education. I'm the IEA president, which is our pre-service union for education, and I'm also a Golden Apple Scholar and in the Tartans program, which is our World Teacher Corps. I also serve in a variety of jobs on campus, including writing tutor, speech tutor, sports information assistant, which means I work every single home game on campus. I'm also a former house manager for the fraternity and sorority housing. I'm also in the Stockdale Fellows Leadership Academy program, and I'm also doing all of that while also student teaching this semester, so my plate is a little bit full.
Sounds like you were involved in a lot.
Absolutely, but those are just some of the opportunities available here at Monmouth College, and really that's not out of the ordinary for a student at Monmouth to be so involved across all these different organizations.
Yes, definitely. You mentioned that you are the Scott Student Senate Vice President. Can you tell us a little bit more about what they do? How did you get voted to the position? What are some things that they have done for students on campus?
Yeah, so every year we hold elections for our Scott Student Senate, and basically Scott Student Senate is just our student body on campus, our student body government on campus, and it's more than just a regular student organization. This organization makes a difference on campus. We fund student organizations to make sure that we are holding events on campus that support both our community and also our campus members. We've made a lot of changes over the past years, including diversifying the meal options available in the cafeteria, especially for individuals with certain dietary restrictions, such as vegetarians and vegans, etc. We also included a variety of seating on campus, including Adirondack chairs. So if you take a seat in any of those, you have us to thank. You're welcome. And also, we have just done a lot of other really great things, like including diversity, equity, and inclusion. This year, we recently added a DEI chair to our executive board, which has been really meaningful for our campus in making sure those opportunities are available for all of our students, not just some of our students. And so that's a bit about Scott Student Senate.
You also mentioned that you were the former president of ZBT. Why did you join Greek life, and what's one of your favorite memories with your brothers?
Yeah, so I came into Monmouth College having a more apprehensive, stereotypical view of Greek life, as many of you might. And when I arrived at Monmouth College, that view was quickly deteriorated because I realized that at Monmouth College, fraternities and sororities are a benefit to campus, not a detriment. They deal specifically with community service and philanthropy. They deal with brotherhood and sisterhood in these really deep, meaningful connections that you really can't replicate in any other organization. So when I came to campus, I joined Zeta Beta Tau, and my experiences in ZBT have been super meaningful for me as a student at Monmouth College and solidifying my experience here. I have a lot of memories with my ZBT brothers. Every year there's this thing called Greek Week, in which all the fraternities and sororities collaborate on different projects. We have something called a boat regatta, in which we have to make a boat solely out of cardboard and duct tape and try to get it to the other side of the pool. Doesn't often go well, but that's just part of the fun. And we also have a parade, we make a banner, and it just facilitates these deep connections between people that are just beyond friends, and people that you can just have these lifelong relationships with beyond the bounds of your college education. And these fraternities and sororities are just super meaningful to Monmouth College, and they make a huge difference.
Yeah, definitely. You mentioned philanthropy. What is the philanthropy or philanthropies that ZBT supports, and what does all that entail?
Yeah, so one of them is Children's Miracle Network, which helps children who have rare sorts of cancers or diseases try to recover. And for that, how we raise money is we have this thing called Get on the Ball. It's basically this large inflatable ball that we roll around campus, and people sign it in black Sharpie, and we get local organizations and companies to pledge a certain amount of money per donation. And so that typically raises a lot of money, upwards of hundreds of thousands of dollars, not hundreds of thousands, hundreds or thousands of dollars. That'd be pretty cool, though. That's our next goal. For Children's Miracle Network. Another one is Gift of Life, which is a bone marrow registry. And so we help students get on the bone marrow registry by swabbing their mouth and sending their information to Gift of Life. And we've already saved a couple of lives already in the last couple of years. So those have been some really meaningful opportunities and philanthropic partnerships that we have through Greek Life.
That is awesome. You mentioned education. I know that you're part of the Tartan program and stuff like that. Can you talk about your education experience, your student teaching experience, and you want to talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll start with Tartans. Tartans stands for Teachers Allied with Rural Towns and Neighborhood Schools. I was practicing that one in the mirror this morning. And that is just a really great way for us to connect in our rural, local environment. I'm from the Chicago suburbs, so I was not born local, rural, I was not raised rural. Coming to Monmouth College was kind of a culture shock for me at first. Then realizing the necessity for teachers in these rural towns and the necessity for good teachers in these rural towns was eye-opening for me. And I really delved in. I've done research about rural education that I went and presented at the National Forum to present rural education this past November in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And these experiences were only made possible by the opportunities that the education department at Monmouth College provided. So that's Tartans. I was also, as I said, the president of the Illinois Education Association, which I brought back to campus, which is our pre-service teachers union. And with that, I also became the political action coordinator of the state chapter, and I've been fighting in Springfield for paid student teaching for all of our student teachers across the state. So these opportunities have been really meaningful, and I've been extremely supported and boosted by these education professors in the education department who are so giving and so helpful and trying to push you to be the best student I could possibly be.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like you're trying to make a change. That's awesome. Recently, you were the MC of Broadway and Broadway. Corey and I both took part in this. You want to talk about a little bit what that event was for, what the money went for, where you guys are going?
Yes. So Broadway on Broadway is an annual event that we have in which people on campus, including the Monmouth College Chorale and the concert choir, or maybe even students not even involved in the music and arts, can perform a show tune from Broadway as a fundraiser. You were amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
And all that money went to an upcoming Greece trip that the Monmouth College Chorale is taking. We leave a week from today, which is very, very scary. But we're going to perform in Greece, and we're going to spend a week there over our spring break and perform all of our wonderful music and spread the Monmouth College word. And that will just be very exciting. And that brings me to another point about study abroad, which is an amazing study abroad programs here at Monmouth College. A couple years ago, I had the experience to take a short-term travel abroad trip to Italy and spend 2 weeks in Italy researching psychology and architecture. And it was an amazing and fulfilling trip that happened at the end of May, right after the end of the school year. And I got to go with my friends and do all this amazing research and meet all these wonderful people in a country and even a continent that I had never been to before. So our short-term and our long-term study abroad programs are really cohesive and really beneficial for the student experience here at Monmouth College.
Yes, study abroad is definitely a wonderful opportunity. All right, so I'm going to leave you with this last question. You know that I ask all my guests, what's one piece of advice you give to somebody on their college search?
Absolutely. I would say talk to the professors, and when you get here, talk to the professors. They're always willing to help you. They're always willing to work individually with you. That's why you would come to a small school like Monmouth College, is because the professors see you more than just another student in their class, but they see you as a person and an individual. They can give you those opportunities, they can help facilitate connections, and they can help you be successful. They will be candid with you, but they will be helpful for you. I remember having some of my best experiences at Monmouth College with some of my professors. I got invited to play ping pong against one of my professor's students. They won. They were 8 years old, but they were very good at ping pong, so I don't want you to have any considerations about my ping pong playing abilities. They'll make you dinner, they'll bring food to class, and they'll just really reach out to you if they have, maybe like if you're missing class, they'll reach out to you because they care about you as a person. So facilitate those connections, ask them questions, be candid because they'll be candid with you. So that's my biggest advice for someone at Monmouth College. And bring a box fan.
Well, thank you for that great advice. Thank you so much for being here. Everybody, let's give it up for Corey Pevin. All right, now I think it is time for a commercial break.
I'm Tori, I'm a senior here at Monmouth, and we're outside the library where students are lined up waiting to get in. And if you're like me, you're probably wondering what all the hype is about, so let's go and ask them. We're here with
Zoe,
and why are you here, Zoe?
I heard that the WAC could help me get MCAT test researches and help me sign up for the test.
And now we're with,
Luis.
and what's your major, Luis?
Neuroscience today, chemistry tomorrow, maybe political science yesterday.
Is that why you're here at the WAC really, or something else?
It's a little bit of everything. I want to figure out where I want to go, but also what opportunities, especially with internships over the summer. I'm kind of looking at that area.
Now we have,
Grace,
what's your major, Grace?
art.
Is that why you're dressed like this?
Absolutely.
So why are you here at the WAC, Grace?
Well, I'm curious about traveling, and so I want to know more about the study abroad programs that they have here at Monmouth.
And what's your name, sir?
My name's Sincere.
Why are you dressed like this, sincere?
Oh, you know, I'm a senior football student here today.
Why are you here today?
You know, I'm here to connect with alumni, you know, kind of be like my big bro, Alex Kenny.
And who is Alex Kane?
You know, he's an NFL coach right now with the Indianapolis Colts.
So you're trying to get connected with our alumni.
Oh, definitely, man. You know, our alumni definitely help out around our campus. You know, they help us get internships, jobs, and also help us get connected with bigger companies as well.
Nice. And finally, we have Eli. And why are you here today, Eli?
I'm here for help with my resume. I'm applying for graduate programs for art right now, so I don't know how to write one, so I'm trying to figure out how.
Nice. I heard they're really good about that. Yeah, me too. Now we're going to go see the woman behind the Wackerly, Marty Steech, who's the director of the Wackerly Center here at Monmouth.
Hi, Marty. Welcome to Wackerly.
We wanted to... Oh, I'm good today. How are you?
Good.
We wanted to hear a little bit about the work you do here at the Wackerly with all the students.
Well, thank you. Yeah, so here at the Wackerly, we do a little bit of everything that involves helping students prepare for their post-Monmouth life. So that might be from connecting students to opportunities or internships or alumni or resources, helping students think about experiences such as study abroad and how they navigate that and what that means for their, how they articulate what that experience means. We help students with their graduate school preparation and planning, helping them prepare for graduate entrance exams, helping them with their application materials and the interview process, helping students with general job search and preparing their materials. So again, all things preparing students for their post-Monmouth life. So come see us in the Wackerly.
All right, welcome back, everybody. I am excited to introduce our next guests. They both play an important role in the lives of Monmouth students, so please help me welcome Chemistry Professor Audra Goach and English Professor David Rank.
Took me out over here.
I know, me too. All right, so why don't you both start with just a quick introduction of yourselves, what you guys teach, where you're from.
So my name's Audra Goach, and I'm originally from Pennsylvania, but I've been at Monmouth College for 18 years now. I teach in the chemistry department, currently serving as the chair. I teach analytical chemistry, which is a lot of math. I call it an applied math course. And I also teach an instrumental course in the capstone lab for the senior year. And probably the most fun course I teach for students is the forensic science course. I have 2 children and a pretty anxious rescue dog.
I'm David Wright. I've been at Monmouth since 2013. I grew up across the prairie here in Washington, Illinois, right on the other side of the river, the Illinois River. I teach creative writing, I'm a poet, teach American literature, and I teach a whole lot of the first-year courses. So when you make your wise decision to come to Monmouth College, there's a good chance you'll have me for a first-year writing course or for our inquiry and identity, our first-year experience course that all incoming students take.
Awesome. All right, we will just go back and forth. I'll ask you guys a couple of questions. First question, what do you both enjoy most about teaching at Monmouth?
So as I said, I've been here 18 years, and when I think back about my time here, of course I have really excellent colleagues, but it's the students that I think about. And as I was watching the slideshow up there, I saw some of them that have graduated. And you know, a lot of times it's about really cool things they did in class or lab or the research program. But many times it's things like Alex Cutright, who was up there, who put my trampoline up in my yard, and it kind of went okay.
He's okay now, right?
I thought he knew. And you know, students over the years have invited me to their weddings, and I've gone to those. A lot of my students that I've had now have children of their own, they're professors, they're medical doctors, getting to take trips with students. You'll meet Natalie later, and we're going to New Orleans in a couple weeks for a conference. And so it's things like that. They become our children. I have 2 children, but I'll get emotional, a lot of children, so.
I'm not going to be as sweet. I love my students, and think that the thing that's best for me teaching here is there's a real exchange between faculty and students. Intellectually, we laugh, we do a lot of good work together. So things like the Sophia program, which is a pre-semester program where one faculty member has 3 students, and we get to do research and travel and do interesting things. We're doing one sort of together this summer where she's going to teach forensic science and I'm going to teach mystery writing. And the students are going to come together at the end of that and make an escape room. So we're going to have a pretty interesting time with that. So I really love the exchange of students. Classes, I learn stuff from very smart people. And they learn stuff from me, and I'm pretty smart too. There's this exchange that happens that's really rich. And I think it happens inside the classroom, I think it happens outside the classroom. And it happens for me, I think, with my colleagues. I have such wonderful people in other fields, and on a small campus like this, you really get to collaborate with folks, sometimes even like chemistry professors.
Great, thank you. Next question, what does a liberal arts education specifically mean to you?
So for me, liberal arts education, and I went to a liberal arts institution as well, is not just about specializing in a particular field, though you will. So you'll become skilled and qualified to be an accountant, or you'll study political science and go to law school, or you'll become a musician. All of that will happen. But for me, what's interesting about liberal arts college and the mission of Monmouth College is to help you become a whole person, a larger person than you knew you could be. And so all of the work that you do in your classes contributes towards that longer sense of a life. You're preparing yourself to perhaps have, over the course of your life, 8, 10, 15 jobs. That's the norm right now. So you need to know how to think, how to communicate, how to interact with other people, and what the larger world looks like that you're going to enter into and be a good steward of.
Not sure what to add to that, but a lot of times if a student comes in and they want to do science, so pre-med, maybe they do biochemistry, they're thinking, well, I'm going to take all science courses and I'm going to do a lot of math, I'm going to be in a lab, and I'm not going to read or write. That's wrong, right? And so you have to have really good skills to be, to have any job in this world, and to be a doctor, you have to be able to communicate, right? You have to be able to write up your results. And so in the sciences, we're writing and we're reading and we're getting all of those skills from the other courses that they're taking. They're taking English classes and they're taking communications classes. And you're not going to be successful unless you have those skills as well. I was thinking this morning also about how I've heard recently that you do change your career perhaps 12 times in a lifetime. And if you come to a place like Monmouth where you're going to excel in those critical thinking skills and have a bunch more courses besides what you major in, that's going to be extremely helpful for you. I can't tell you how many times I hear someone say, I was one course away from X minor. And we have students in chemistry that double major in political science and they go to law school. We have students that double major in business and then they go on to get an MBA and they work for chemical companies and write business plans. And so you just really never know what you're going to do. So come here, take a bunch of different classes, learn something besides what you think you're interested in, because it may be that you might change your mind 4 years later.
Awesome, thank you. All right, specific question for you. As a double major myself, I know many students choose English as a double major. Why would you say your department is so popular in this way, and what are some of the benefits?
It's me. No, I have great colleagues in English, and I think for me, one of the things that draws people to our classes and to our major or minor is the sense of community in that department. We are one of the smaller departments on campus in some ways, but we're a really tight-knit group. And our students from seniors all the way down to first-year students get to know one another. They take classes at the same time with one another. In fact, last year we took all of our students on a retreat beginning of the semester in the fall. It was a great time. Somebody zip-lined down through a set of trees, and they were carrying Shakespeare knowledge. It was beautiful. So we actually do things to connect with one another. Our students who take creative writing, for example, workshop their work with one another. They get to bring a poem or a story or a play to class, and others give them feedback on that, and I kind of guide that process. So there's, again, that dialogic, that back and forth, that conversation that happens. I think that's a big part of English major.
Yeah, definitely. Like Audra, specifically for you, people are always talking about how strong Monmouth's chemistry department is. What is it about your department that leads to so much success with your students?
Well, we lift a lot of weights, and that's why we're strong. No, I'm just kidding. Well, so, I mean, there's a lot of things that I think make our department strong. I think one of those is that we have really great faculty in the department, and a lot of us came here 18 years ago, so we've been through the whole time together. We have wonderful students, but the thing I like to highlight is that we have an endowment in the chemistry department, and this endowment was left to us by a previous chemistry professor who passed away about 2 years after I came to the college. And he was my mentor because I came to replace him. And he left money so that we have an 8-week summer research program where students work for 8 weeks. They get paid about $4,000. We always say pre-tax because they never hear that word. And they do publishable research. So I've published papers with students in American Chemical Society journals. Those students have gone on to grad programs at Yale University, University of Illinois, very great institutions, University of Iowa. And that's an opportunity that you do not get in every small college, and you do not get that at big universities either, because they're pulling from other colleges to bring students into their summer programs. We have money to go to national meetings. Like I said, in a couple weeks, we're going to New Orleans with about 11 or 12 students, 3 faculty. And they're going to present their work alongside graduate students and be able to hear of up-and-coming research that's going on in chemistry. Besides that, and let me just say that we pay for all of that, parents, right? We pay for the food, we pay for the flight, we pay for the hotel, everything. And then we have a scholarship for students that want to major in chemistry or biochemistry. And I will say that biochemistry is a great major if you want to do anything pre-med. If you're interested in learning more about that, I'm happy to talk to you. So I'm just going to highlight that because I think that makes us really special, and that's our little pot of gold that we have that we share with you.
That's definitely a good opportunity. So you know, I ask all my guests, what's one piece of advice you'd give to somebody on their college search?
Okay, well, you're done because you're here, so there's no more search.
That's what you said this morning when we were walking the anxious dog. Yeah. So,
I did, thank you. Was that good? Okay. No, but I mean, in all seriousness, it's not an easy decision, right? So I have a high school aged child myself, and he's getting flyers in the mail, he's getting emails, I'm getting the emails for schools, and I think at some point it all blurs, right? You're trying to figure out what is special about the place that I'm going to, and I'm going to come from it from the perspective of when I chose Monmouth, because I interviewed all over the U.S. and I came here and it felt right. And I know that seems kind of like strange. It's very qualitative coming from someone quantitative like me, but it just felt right. It felt like the place that I wanted to be. And I'm going to tell you, one of the things that feels right about Monmouth is that everything you're seeing today is not a show. I mean, it's Sam's show, right? But it's real. We do care about our students. It hurts me when they don't do well. I feel really terrible about it, and then I reach out to them and I say, what can we do to help you perform better? We love having them over our house. COVID sort of hurt that, but for parties, we have the big chemistry graduation party at my house in May. We throw water balloons at each other, and we try to avoid my anxious dog, and we grill up more food than anybody could possibly eat. But that's what it is here, right? We care about students, we want them to succeed, we don't want anyone to fail. That's not the goal. The goal is to get everybody across that stage in 4 years, loving what they did and wanting to come back.
That's great, thank you.
So again, I'll be a little less sweet. You don't know who you are yet. That's why you're coming to college in part. You think you're a linebacker, you think that you're a catcher on the softball team, and you are, that's who you are. But you really don't know who you are yet. And this is a place where you can build that, discover that. Like I said before, the goal of arts education is to make you a larger, more amplified, whole human being. And this is a place where you'll get guidance, conversation, colleagues, friends, peers, all of those things that will shape you to somebody you might not even imagine yourself to be yet. That can happen.
That's awesome. Thank you. All right, well, thank you both so much for being here. I appreciate your time. Let's give it up for our professors.
We know the delay you are experiencing right now with the federal government processing your FAFSA is not your fault. We are all at the mercy of the federal government, and you deserve better service than you're getting right now. We have a solution. We're tired of waiting. We're going to help you make plans for your future at Monmouth. If you utilize our net price calculator online, it will show you what it would have cost had you enrolled at Monmouth the prior year. We're suggesting instead that you use our net price calculator and do not remain anonymous, that you provide your contact information so that when I receive that information, I know who submitted it, and I can build a financial aid package for you for the new year so that you can move forward with your plans for Monmouth. We've been waiting months to get to know you and your family better. Come on, let's do this. Provide us your information and let us get you the financial information you need to make a decision. It's time to call Monmouth home.
All right, some great advice in that commercial. But now I think it's time for a break. Let's play games. Let me bring out my executive assistant, Tori Cook.
Hi, so like Sam said, my name is Tori. I'm a current senior here at Monmouth, and I am a physics major. We just heard two of our lovely faculty members talk about how one of the best parts of being here at Monmouth is the students, and I'd like to say that for a student, I'd say that the faculty and staff here are one of the main reasons that I enjoy being a student. All of the wonderful people that I've got to meet and help mentor me, it's really great. So we want to help you, put some faces to some names, get a little head start on getting to know some of our faculty and staff. So we're going to play a game called Guess the Professor. It also includes some staff and administrators, but Guess the Professor, staff, and administrator just doesn't have the same ring to it. So it's just Guess the Professor, and the way that this is going to work, so I'm going to invite my lovely friends up here on stage, and they're going to get into two teams, and it's going to be two teams of three, and then they're going to face away from the projector, and on the projector is going to be a faculty or staff member, their picture, and then a couple fun facts about themselves. And then I'm going to read those, and one by one, they're going to go up against each other to see who can guess them first based off the fun facts. They start a little challenging, and then they get a little easier as they go. To start, I am going to have them all introduce themselves.
My name is AJ. I am a senior business administration and vocal performance double major.
My name is Leah. I am a junior accounting and Spanish double major.
Hi, my name's Natalie, and I'm a senior biochemistry major and physics and math minor.
Hi, my name's Hannah, and I'm a senior psychology major.
I'm Molly. I'm a junior, and I'm a theater and political science double major.
Hi, I'm Grace. I'm a senior art major with a women's studies minor.
So they're all upperclassmen, so this is also a test to see how well they've been paying attention. But while this is informative for you, it's also fun, competitive, a little silly, and we have some giveaway prizes. So the winning team that we'll know based on sincere score taking will get to draw some numbers out of a hat and decide who gets the prizes, which is why you had to sit at a seat with a number. But so let's go ahead and get started. First up with Natalie and Hannah. So our first person was actually a student at Monmouth College, and they got their degree in the biological sciences. When they were a student here, they were part of the Sigma Phi Epsilon fraternity, and they had such a great time in fraternity and sorority life that they decided to go on and partake in the Sigma Phi Epsilon National Fraternity and currently hold a position as a district governor. They are an educational studies professor. Natalie?
Who is Tom Sargent?
True. Tom Sargent is also important if you want to get a licensure, as he oversees our teacher licensure program. Next up, we have Molly versus Leah, and this professor sings, dances, and shakes the tambourine in our faculty band. They wanted me to say the direct quote, Viva Italia.
Who is Vanessa Campagna?
True. Some more fun facts about Dr. V is that she is from Kansas City, so she's a big Kansas City Chiefs fan. She is the Associate Dean of Teaching, Learning, and Assessment, and she is the chair of our theater department. Now we've got AJ versus Grace. This professor loves hot sauce and cookies. They could name all the U.S. presidents when they were in kindergarten. They are our pre-law faculty advisor. They're a political science professor. This is getting really awkward. Yeah.
Andre O'Day.
Yes. I'll give them a pass. I don't think I've seen either of them take a political science class. Next up, we have a faculty member who is a member of the Eta Sigma Phi Classics Honor Society. They oversee the college's educational farm and garden, and they are a biology professor.
Engstrom?
Yes. Erin Engstrom is correct. Next up, we have a professor who lived in Brazil for 10 years. She's very passionate about Brazil history.
Who is Amy DeFarias?
True. She has taught at the college for 19 years, and she is the chair of our history department, which is fun. Next up, we have someone who is part of a multinational collaboration project in their field. They are the faculty advisor for the Midwest Journal of Undergraduate Research here at Monmouth. They are my faculty advisor for my research. My friends know my life so well. And they are a physics and astronomy professor.
Pisano?
No. Yes.
Solante.
Yes. Wow, guys, way to pay attention when I tell you things. So this professor was convinced that he wanted to work for NASA when he was an undergrad, and he even chose what university he went to based on that. They did a little parkour when they lived in Miami. And they are the director of instrumental activities here at Monmouth College.
Who's Doc?
Yes,
Swearinger, aka Doc. He also wanted me to shout himself out for the fact that most of the music that they do in the wind ensemble is by composers who are still alive, and it's very recent and from other cultures. Next up, we have a professor from Germany. Who is Petra? Yes. A fun fact about Petra is she's very globally engaged, and she attended graduate school in Egypt. She teaches a sustainability citizenship course, which a couple people on this stage are in right now. And she's the chair of our sociology and anthropology department. And she's also my research advisor. Next up, we have a professor who, in addition to their PhD, has a Master of Divinity. They started at Monmouth College this fall with research interests in culture, new myth, and televangelism. And they are a communications professor. Hey, this duo is doing really awful. Professor Bell? It is, in fact, Professor Reginald Bell. So this next professor is also in the faculty band, Craig & Co. They minored in jazz during their undergrad, and they are the chair of the Mathematics, Statistics, and Computer Science department.
Who is Logan Mayfield?
Yes. Next up, we have someone who is a trained pyrotechnician. They have a BS degree in elementary education. They are on the current Monmouth College Alpha Xi Delta chapter charter. Who is Dino? Yes. Dino is our Vice President of Student Affairs. Next up, we have someone who qualified and competed in the 2000 U.S. Olympic Marathon Trials. They worked or studied in St. John's, Minnesota, Omaha, Nebraska, New Albany, New York, and Iowa City, Iowa, and they are the chair of the plastics department.
Bob Simmons.
Yes. Finally. Next up, we have someone who was inducted into the Monmouth M Club Hall of Fame in 1997, which is like our athletics Hall of Fame. They have a home indoor track and field invitational held in their name and honor. And they are the director of our athletic recreation and fitness here at Monmouth College.
Is his first name Roger?
It's Roger Haynes. Next up, we have someone who refers to Monmouth as a truly special place for me because it's where they discovered what they wanted to do. They are the chaplain and director of the Lux Center for Church and Religious Leadership.
Molly was first.
John Huxtable. Yes, graduated from here in 2004. Next up, I think that one of you is definitely going to get this. They have been a Monmouth professor for 28 years. They are local to the area. Stacy Lewis. Yes. Stacy is local to the Monmouth area as she attended Galesburg High School. She was featured in a Galesburg Community Center art exhibit, and she's the chair of our art department. Next up, we have someone who set school records in blocks and shooting percentage while at the University of Dallas. This person is from Colorado, and she is the women's basketball head coach. Lots of sports people up here. Coach Deku. Yes. I love the audience participation. Next up, we have someone who is responsible for the video displays that live stream stock prices and financial news in the Center for Science and Business, and they are a business and economics professor. Well, you're in their department, Leah, so I'm out of facts. I can't keep going. Grace. Conference. Yes. Next up, we have someone who received their PhD from Stanford University. I'm going to guess they're not going to get this. They teach a nutrition class here at Monmouth College, and they are a professor in the chemistry department.
Grace.
Is it Laura Moore? It is Laura Moore. do. They have made over 165,000 omelets.
Who is Penny?
Yes. Penny is a part of our Aramark dining staff, and she is an omelet specialist. So that is it for what we have. It looks to me, who is our winner, Sincere? Now, each of them are going to draw a number out of the hat that corresponds to numbers that are taped to the seats, and then you'll get a prize. First up, we have this lovely Monmouth College goodie bag, drawn by Hannah. I don't think anyone's in 2. 12? Hold on, sorry. It's really awkward now. 14. Please. 15? Hey, can you get a little further in? 119. Middle number? I'm looking, I'm sorry. Hannah will bring you your prize. Next up, we have a Monmouth College tumbler, drawn by Grace.
You want the person right next to it?
All right, another one. 22. Third time's a charm. 62. She loves her twos. And next up, we have this lovely hat that we have been drawing the numbers out of. 94. So now I'll give it back to Sam.
Thank you.
Thank you for being silly.
All right, well, that was pretty fun to watch. Let's give it up for them one more time. Thank you, staff ambassadors. Losing team, we better luck next time. All right, now for a short message from some special guests studying abroad in Greece.
Hi Sam, I'm Camille. And I'm Hannah. We've been studying abroad here in Thessaloniki, Greece, and we've been having an absolute blast. It's been awesome. We both wanted to come to Greece because out of the many options that we have at Monmouth, Greece seemed the most interesting. Yes, and we actually just got back from Vienna this week, and just a couple weeks from now we're going to go head Mount Olympus. Yeah, and then after Mount Olympus, we're going to go to Budapest. So yeah, options galore here. It's been amazing. It's been awesome. Our class has been super interesting. I'm taking a couple art history classes, but I get to see the actual art that is in them, such as in Athens, the Acropolis. That was pretty awesome. Yes, and I've been taking a ton of fun classes as well for my majors in English and public relations, and all the professors here have been absolutely incredible. The Greeks have a different way of life, but it's super fun to be talking to the Greek students and to the professors. We're really sorry that we couldn't make it tonight. But we're so excited to see you guys in the fall, and we can't wait. Bye!
We miss Camille and Anna. But now it is time for our last guest. Our final guest is double majoring in psychology and exercise science with a minor in Spanish. Give it up for Fighting Scots goalkeeper, Anna Castor. All right, Anna, let's have you start by introducing yourself. Tell us what you're involved in, where you're from, little spiel.
Sure. I'm Anna. I am a junior here at Monmouth College, and like Sam said, I am double majoring in psychology and exercise science with a minor in Spanish. I'm actually from Greenfield, Indiana, which is about 5 hours away from here. So not too bad of a drive, but a little bit. Monmouth has been an amazing experience. I guess I'm getting away from my introduction here.
What else are you involved in?
Oh, okay. I'm also involved in Alpha Psi Delta, which is one of our sororities on campus. I am the Finance and Operations Vice President in Alpha Psi Delta. And I'm also a Scott Ambassador. I'm on lead team for that. And I'm also involved in our Stockdale Fellows, which is a leadership program that we have at Monmouth. And then I'm also involved in Mortarboard, which is a leadership and scholarship honor society. And then Psychi, which is a psychology honor society as well.
Awesome. So you mentioned you are psychology, exercise science, and Spanish. That's a very interesting kind of combination. You want to talk a little bit about that and how you were able to do all those things at the same time, because it's kind of special to Monmouth.
Yeah, sure. So I actually came in wanting to be like a pre-PT, so I was taking the health science and human movement major. And one of the beautiful things about Monmouth and it being just an awesome liberal arts college is that I got to take some psychology classes and I just absolutely fell in love with it. So now I'm double majoring and I'm looking to go into sports psychology. And I'm just so grateful for the experience at Monmouth because without being able to take classes outside of my major and have the educational experience that I've had here, I wouldn't be going into sports psychology. I wouldn't even know that I'm interested in psychology. So Monmouth has such a special place in my heart.
Yes, awesome. What does being a student athlete at Monmouth look like? How do you balance, school, practices, games, stuff like that?
Yeah, so everybody thinks that being a student athlete is super scary, and it is not. Even with like extracurriculars that are not sports, it's easy to balance. Professors are so good with if you need to leave for a class, which doesn't happen very often, but they help you manage your classwork and help you with makeup tests if need be. And then the coaches are also really good. Obviously, academics come first. That's why we're here. Coach Henderson, who's the women's soccer coach, he is, and all the other coaches as well, they're just really good with putting academics first. Coach Henderson, if we need to be a little bit late to practice or something for a test, or we have so much homework, he's like, you know what, academics come first, don't worry about it, get here as soon as you can. They're really, really good about helping us manage those things.
That's awesome. So it sounds like it's pretty easy to still balance being in athletics and being a student.
Absolutely, yes.
You have an internship in town. Would you like to talk more about that?
Sure. So I am working at Warren Achievement Center in town, which is such an awesome opportunity. Warren Achievement Center works with adults who are developmentally disabled. And I'm actually kind of using both of my majors there, which is awesome. I'm working with a couple achievers there is what they're called, who are experiencing dementia or pre-dementia symptoms. So I'm working with them on an exercise program to try to prevent the onset of dementia and kind of help with the symptoms that they already have. Really the main part is just helping them have fun in the activities that we do and hopefully help really prevent those symptoms. It's a really cool experience.
That sounds awesome. We saw one of our commercials for our Wackerly Center. Did you use that to get this internship, your resume or anything?
I did. Actually, the Wackerly Center set up a volunteering presentation last year, I believe. And there were a bunch of people who came in and talked about volunteering. The business and financial guy at Warren Achievement Center came and talked about volunteering, and then he also talked about internship opportunities. And so that was just an amazing opportunity, and I would have never known without the Wackerly Center.
There you go. You also mentioned that you're in a sorority. What philanthropy did you guys mention? Corey talked about his before. Which one do you guys support? What do you do with that?
Yeah, so we support two different philanthropies. We work with Foster Club, which is an organization that supports children and youth who are in the foster care system. And then we also are working with an organization that helps with youth who are experiencing homelessness, which is really cool. Actually, we just had an event yesterday, last night, called Mac and Z's for Alpha Z Delta, in case you didn't catch that one. And we sold mac and cheese bowls, which were delicious. And then all those proceeds are going to go to Foster Club. Yeah, so it's really an amazing experience.
That's awesome. What's one of your favorite Greek life memories?
Ooh, I love Greek Week. Every single year, Greek Week is amazing. Greek Week is a week out of the year in the spring where all the sororities and fraternities on campus get together and they just compete in different activities. Last year we had a scavenger hunt, which was so awesome to just run around campus with my sisters and find certain items that we were supposed to find for that day. So it was always a fun experience.
Yes, so you've definitely had good experiences being a sorority.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. I asked all my guests, what's one piece of advice you'd give to somebody on their college search?
I would say when you get to college, this is a little bit after, I guess, be as involved as you can. I think being in college is a place where you can definitely grow and find out who you really are, and being involved in as many things as possible is super important to find out if you like this, if you like that, if you want to play sports, if you want to sing or be in the theater department. You don't truly know if you like something or not unless you try it. So I would say be as involved as you can, do as much as you can, even though it feels super busy and overwhelming sometimes. It's honestly going to pay off.
That's awesome advice. Well, thank you again for being here today. Let's give it up for Anna Castor. All right, well that wraps up today's episode of Magically Monmouth. Before we depart though, I want to leave you with a final message. I talked a bunch about what Monmouth means to me and the Monmouth magic, and I hope you all get a chance to really experience and feel what it's like for yourselves. Really take it all in today. Ask questions, connect with others who might be going here as well. You might find your roommate, your friends, who knows. Today could be a huge day for a lot of you, and I want to congratulate you ahead of time. Picking a college is not an easy decision. I remember sitting down at the kitchen table with my parents, literally writing out pros and cons for each college that I visited. And in reality, it came down to the vibe of each school and where I saw myself most successful and most supported, and Monmouth gave me all of those things. You might also realize that the magic is not for you, and that's totally okay, and I wish you the best of luck for the rest of your college adventure. You might also realize that you don't want to make a decision today and pay your deposit today, and that's totally okay too. Come back to the campus again. Meet with the professor, have lunch with students here, come to a game, a concert, a show. Come experience that magic again and see if it solidifies anything for you. We would love to have you back in any way possible, and I hope you really enjoy and take today in and truly experience the magic that Monmouth has to offer. Bang that gong and make the deposit today to secure your spot in the Monmouth magic. Thank you for tuning into today's episode of Magically Monmouth. Sam Zigmont signing off. Now I have some important information from Rob. Oh, we have one more commercial. Oh no!
That's the point of today. Build connections with your future classmates, your future roommates, your future teammates. but also build connections with faculty and staff here in the college. So you are going to get to know everyone soon, and you'll also be taking a behind-the-scenes tour with some of our Scott ambassadors. While this is happening, guests, we're going to stay put for right now, and you're going to hear from some other staff members on campus about some important aspects of the college life. And then you'll move over to our Center for Science and Business, which is just the next building over for some more breakout sessions. After that, everyone will get back together in our field house for lunch. We'll have a buffet in there, and then we'll have some academic breakout sessions for you. So you should see the options for those in your schedule. And then at the end of the day, of course, we will meet back in the Huff Athletic Center for a bit of a pep rally. And this is your time that if you are ready to make it Monmouth, we want you to do so. Those of you who have the tartan lanyards on today, you have already made your decision, and we're excited to have you in the class this upcoming fall. For those, yes. For those of you who are still deciding, maybe you have made that decision today and you are ready to go. When we are in the Huff, there will be an area for you to pay that deposit, bring the gong, and make it official. And we'll swap out your lanyard so you can get that tartan lanyard as well.